Cool, cool. What is up, everybody? You are tripping with Jay. My name is Jay. Welcome to the channel. And we have a very, very special guest today. One of my longtime homies, man, Kings and Dreams. My friend, I'm going to give you the main screen so you can introduce yourself. Go ahead, my friend.
Man, tripping with Jay. First of all, thank you for having me. And yes, I go by the name Kings and Dreams, and I am a YouTube content creator. Started my channel late July of 2021, and so it's been about a year and a half or so. And man, I'm just really excited to be here. My channel talks about travel, motivation, dating and relationships, mental, physical health, financial gain, and also, and also really just getting that true understanding of oneself. So it's just very good to be here, man. And we're gonna have a great conversation today, man. I'm really, really excited.
All right. Yes, yes. So I believe we met through I think we met through probably Richie Mack's live stream one of those Sundays because he does like a live stream every single Sunday.
Right.
And we just linked up and we had the same type of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really vibe with your channel because of the financial literacy portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I vibe with it on another level when it came to passport bro movement, the red pill movement as well. And
Right.
we'll touch on all of that, and then we'll look at a video or two from your channel and
Okay.
just show everybody what you're all about. But how did you get into YouTube first?
Yeah, absolutely. Good question. So, how I got into YouTube, one person that's very popular when it comes to the travel community goes by the name the Flyboy Way, and he and I actually went to high school together. So that's actually one of my best friends. So in some of the videos on his channel, you'll actually see me in some of the videos. But this is before this is before Kings and Dreams had come about. So uh, we would go on these vacations and things like that, and so before like we would actually arrive to our destination, what he would do is he would have a live stream and kind of like he would call it a pregame, if you will. And so he would have like a panel of people that either live in that country or visited that country, pretty much know about that country, right? And so he would have me on the panel. And so like in the midst of like us having like the conversations on the panel, he was just saying, you should probably start your own channel. And like he had been saying it for quite a bit. And so I just said, you know what? One day I just woke up and I said, I think I'm gonna like doing YouTube. So let me try this thing and let's see if it works out. And here I am. Here I am.
And would you ever change and go back and never do YouTube, or do you feel like YouTube has kind of like brought out a different side in yourself to where it kind of like puts you in a position to where you can actually meet more people and reach more people and impact more lives, at least with the information from your channel?
That last part, impact more lives,
Yeah.
because like the things that I'm talking about, like motivation, travel, relationship dynamic, financial literacy, mental, physical health. A lot of brothers have reached out to me for for consultation or just counsel, and just knowing that my content is they're listening and watching me, knowing that it's helping them, it has been extremely beneficial because a lot of men don't have a lot of places to turn to when it comes to having these conversations or having someone that's really going to help motivate them. So this space I hold very near and dear. Of course, that there's always nuances and everything isn't always gravy, right? But the thing,
Yeah.
what I will say is that for the men that are actually really doing the work and that are really genuinely helping these men, I tip my hats off to them because we are all we got. and we definitely need to uplift each other.
That's very true. That's very true. And there's not enough of us, really trying to help each other and try to help impact each other's lives. There, we make it a point to I see people hating on their own people, and I'm
Right.
like, why are we hating on our own people? And I was just watching Travelversity's video this morning when they had the yacht party in Thailand, and
Mhm.
Richie Mack had a little portion on there where he was like, why are people hating on us? Like, why are our own people hating on us, and it shouldn't be that way. And I have no idea how it got that way, but
Right.
I'm just hoping that we can always improve and become better in the long run, because if we help our own, then that's going to help each other down the line. But
Yep.
yeah,
I agree.
as far as like we can touch on the financial literacy one last time. So were you someone like myself who had to learn the hard way, like get into debt, um, have money problems in order to realize, like, hey, this isn't the way that money is supposed to work? How did you learn how money works, and how were you able to kind of like push it out there into your YouTube channel to help others?
Yes, very good question. And I think that there is, just to be transparent here, Jay, I think that a lot of us, especially in, in our community, people that look like us, right?
Yeah.
The financial literacy was not taught to us in high school. We had to go to college to at least get some semblance of that. And then, so some people can't afford college. Now, I'm not making any excuses here. What I am saying is that a lot of people had to learn the hard way. So the thing is, like, when I first went to college, I thought that I wanted to be a computer engineer. What a lot of people don't know, and when I'm starting to tell more people about myself, is that I come from a promotion, marketing, hosting and throwing events, and I manage nightclubs and venues, things like that. So I had that business acumen on me, and I have been doing like things like that since I was 14 years old. So when I initially went to college, I wanted to study computer engineering, and like and I've always been pretty good at school, so it was frustrating why I was failing. But why I was
Yeah.
failing is because I wasn't passionate about it. So got into debt and things like that, uh, buying frivolous things, and so like once I like really understood what credit score meant, because I would always hear it, but to really understand like what your credit score really meant, and just to see it like drastically low. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, like I have to get my behind in gear. And not only that, I need to choose a better path as opposed to being a computer engineer. Now, for people that are computer engineers, kudos to y'all. But if I'm the one that's throwing the events and things like that, right? So that's business and marketing. Why would I want to be an engineer? So
Yeah.
basically, I really pulled myself the wrong way anyway, and so now I had to kind of do a 180, get myself back on track, in which I did. But the not to be too long-winded, but long story short is that uh, you have to, like, I had to take the bumps on, I had to take the bumps and all that, and then now that I understand how the the importance of having a good credit score
Yeah.
and all of these things, and then really understanding how money works. Now, will I say like am I at a full understanding? No, but the thing is that I surround myself with brothers that really understand how this thing works, and it's good to make sure that you surround yourself with like-minded people. That's why the space is so important, because we're not just talking always about relationships and dating and all that. Because the
Yeah.
thing is that in order to get to that, you have to make sure, especially as men, you have to make sure that your finances are in order.
Yes. That's so important. Like, people forget. people think that you just have to look good and work out and read books and be educated,
Hmm.
but they forget that the financial part of it, knowing how to manage your money. Because I know people that make six figures, seven figures a year, and they're broke at the end of the month because they don't know how to manage their money. They're like, "Oh, I make so much money, I can out earn my spending problem."
Hmm.
And that's not a way to do it at all. Like, you have to have a budget. No matter how much money you make per year, you have to have a budget. Have to know how to manage your money, and no consumer debt. That was my biggest lesson growing up in my going through my 20s.
Hmm.
Um, is having that consumer debt is like a super duper heavy weight on your shoulders, and you got to try your best to lift that off and never have that weight on your shoulder again, and be able to manage your money to where you don't have to use your credit card if for little things, because those little things will add up, and then your freaking credit card bill looks like that, like it looks
Right.
really really
Right.
huge. And I learned a lot of my own lessons through going through it, and then I received the education from YouTube creators like Dave Ramsey and the like. So I learned all of those things from experience and knowledge. So now that I'm able to actually live a life of no debt, actually having money, being able to travel, and this is the reason why I created this YouTube channel, was to kind of show people different parts of the world that otherwise they wouldn't be exposed to. Um, but it all encompasses, it all started from having my money together, having my finances in order. So it's extremely, extremely important for people to do that. So, man, we got to hit on travel now, my friend. So,
Hold on,
yeah,
before we
yeah,
do that, sorry, I just wanted to kind of
yeah,
go back into the financial portion, right?
yeah.
Um, Shout out to my man, Mountain Chad, man. Definitely make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Um, this upcoming Wednesday, I'm gonna pull up on his channel and definitely show the brother some support. And then probably after the new year, I will bring him on my channel. So let me see
Shout
what
out
this
to him.
comment says. Understanding money is a slow burn education that any young person can teach themselves in just a year or two of casual daily study. Yes, that is a fact. That is a
Yeah.
fact. Especially now with social media and YouTube and things like that, because YouTube came out in what, 2006, and things like that. So
2006.
like,
Yes.
yeah, so there's a lot of so I was already I was already I was already I was already in bad shape by 2006.
Oh man.
I'm good now, but yeah, like we have a lot of options now, and especially now with men, we have this space, and the space is growing in YouTube. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, or your race
Yeah.
is, white, black, Asian, whatever it is. This space is big. So you can just hop on someone's channel and just really just start just to get an understanding. And then now, if you want like a very intricate understanding, then you could even do consultations with some of these brothers. So
Ooh.
there's opportunities. But one thing I wanted to say is that when you had mentioned, it was something that you had said about like with people that make like 6 7 figures and
Yeah.
they are still in debt. I was reading this story where this one woman, I think she makes a little bit under 400K, and she is still like basically living paycheck to paycheck, she said. Because so she's just accumulated so much debt that she's trying to pay everything off. Yeah, and basically she's living paycheck to paycheck. Like, the thing is, right? Like, what a lot of people don't realize, like a lot of people like that that go into the medical field, like
Mhm.
it takes them a while in order for them to be like self-sustaining, because you got to think like medical school, That costs money. You accumulate debt with that, and then you got to pay all of these things back.
Yeah.
So it's a problem. And then for some people who switch degrees, or switch degrees multiple times, you got to think that that also adds on to debt, right? Because like I said, like when I switched from being a computer engineer to transitioning into business and having a minor in marketing, like that took a while. That took a while for me to pay off that debt, because I was still paying off the debt from the computer engineering side. So that takes a while. It takes a while to get these things taken care of, right? And
Yeah.
so you have to have the wherewithal as well. And a lot of people, what they don't realize, a lot of people like have a lot of debt. So it's very
Yeah.
important for financial literacy. So I don't want to keep hammering it home, but like I want people to really understand, because we could get to the travel thing, but the thing is that you can't have one without the other.
Exactly, exactly. And having and not having those behaviors with your finances will hold you back from traveling, experiencing the world, not really living life to its fullest. So you have to get your finances in order first, folks. Always remember that. Let's hit one of these chats here. Got Tobias the Traveler. We in here. All
Shout
right.
out to my man.
Shout out
Shout out
to
to my
you.
man Tobias in the building, man.
Let's go. Let's
That's a
go.
that's a traveler for real.
I think I've actually seen a few of his videos as well. All right. So yeah, we can definitely talk about the travel stuff now, my friend. So tell
Mhm.
me, how long have you been traveling? Where was your first trip to? And just how many countries have you been in so far?
So I've been traveling since basically I was a baby. Like I've had my passport since I was like 3 years old. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess you could call me an original passport bro, if you will. You know what I mean?
Passport
But
baby.
yes, right, passport baby. Yeah, so I've been traveling since then, and my family is of Caribbean descent, so Jamaican descent. So I've been going to Jamaica, Canada. Um, I actually have been to Haiti too. But now, if we're talking adulthood, countries that I have traveled to in adulthood, so I think I'm at like 10. Yeah, I think I'm at like 10 countries, 10 countries
Wow.
so far.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
10
That's what's
countries so
up.
far. I'm trying to be at 13 by the end of 2023. So going to Brazil in February.
Okay.
Actually, 14. My bad. So
Okay.
going to Brazil in February, then April, um, going to Philippines and Thailand. Speaking of Tobias, so I'm gonna be rolling with him out there, because he knows that area very well. So I'm rolling out with him for Philippines and Thailand, and then towards the end of the year, I'm gonna close it off with somewhere in Africa, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be Kenya.
Yes. Yeah, yo, I just did a video on Kenya. I'm going to post it next week. And I was looking at how beautiful Nairobi looks,
Hmm.
and the people were so friendly, and everything was like pretty affordable there for the most part. And the food,
Hmm.
oh man, the food out there looked insane. They were eating like goat kebabs and all this types of stuff, and I was like, yo, that's stuff that they don't really eat over here in the States,
Right.
but it looked delicious. You're gonna have a ball out there, man. So um I actually want to go out to Thailand in April as well,
Yeah.
because I think they're having is Songkran in April.
Yes, it is. So Songkran is in April. For people that don't know what Songkran is, basically the new year for excuse me, for the people in Thailand. And so what they do is like it's like to celebrate, like they like basically like throw water on each other, and it's real hot out there around that time. And so like a lot of people will like get like the the Super Soaker water guns or water guns or whatever. So they just like spray people in the streets or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a real fun time. And then the next thing is that Rolling Loud, which is going to be the first time in Thailand. So that is there at the same time. So Thailand is going to be off the
insane. Listen,
Thailand is going to be insane in April. And right now, there's a lot of people there's a lot of brothers that traveled like that are over there, like Taylor Made Dreams. He just made the transition from Dominican Republic. He's in Thailand right now. We all know Richie Maxwell in Thailand. Chocolate Man in Thailand. My man Jiu Jitsu Passport is there. Travel Versity is there.
Yeah.
Shoot. At that time, Big Boss Real Talk will be there. Yeah.
Man, listen, I'm about to look at flights now because I need to.
You might want to do that. Roll the tape. Richie Rich Roll the Tape is going to be there. As I mentioned, I'm going to be there. So probably maybe in like 3 weeks I'll have my tickets for Philippines and Thailand. So and then next week. So next week I'll have my tickets for Brazil. Yeah, I ain't messing around, man. I'm not messing around, man.
Where are you going in Brazil? Like what state in Brazil?
So the 3 places that I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna go to Bahia. I'm gonna go to Bahia, and so I have contacts there. My man Austin Holman, shout out to him. He's out there right now. And then I have another one of my people's, DJ Amar. He's from Brooklyn, and I'm from Brooklyn as well. And he's been living out in Bahia for, well, I don't want to say Bahia, but he's been living in Brazil for 15 years. Yeah.
Oh, so he's probably fluent in Portuguese.
Yeah. He's fluent. Yeah, he's fluent in Portuguese. Yeah. He's a DJ. So very popular brother out there. So I got boots on the ground in Brazil, man. And then also my man, he's an artist, Phil Ray. He is Brazilian and he's from New Jersey, but he relocated to Brazil. And so he's in Sao Paulo. So I got boots on the ground over there, man. And Rio, I don't think I know anybody in Rio, but from what I understand, like a lot of people speak English, so I'll be good over there. But I think I'm going to spend most of my time in Sao Paulo and Bahia, and I'll check out Rio for maybe a couple of days or so.
Yeah, I from what I've seen on YouTube, because I watch Austin Holloman's channel quite a bit. Yeah. And from what I see of the amount of talent in Brazil, it's at a very high level out there. So I totally understand. Like I got to get out there, but I want to go to Thailand first, and then I want to hit Brazil. Because even like I had an Uber driver from Brazil tell me not to go to Brazil, and I'm like, why? He was like, you'll probably get robbed when you go out. And I'm like, people always say stuff like that about different places around the world, but when you actually set your foot on the ground, it's the total opposite.
Right.
But you have to be real cognizant of where you are. Of course, you have to do that wherever you are in the world.
Yep.
But I've never heard of a place that dangerous before. But when I watch people on YouTube, Check in Effect, Austin Holloman, like they look like they're fine, they're safe. So be safe when you go out there. But I don't think you guys will really need that at all, because Brazil looks amazing, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Another person that's out there, my man Philly Dom is out there right now too, and so he was telling me, he was like, man, listen, because El Salvador used to be his favorite place in Latin America to go to. Yeah. So he used to love El Salvador. But he's like, Brazil is it. He's like, I'm not coming back. And the good thing that you mentioned, right? Like where you say like people like the person, the Uber driver told you not to go to Brazil because
Yeah,
you may get caught up out there. Yeah, well, you definitely got to just make sure that you know your surroundings, and it's also good to make sure that like you are able to connect with people who have been there or who are there, so this way you have boots on the ground.
yeah,
So that's one thing that's important about this space because people who know and understand they can give you guidance, right? So like I mentioned, like
it's
my
true.
man DJ Amar, like he's been there for 15 years, right? He's been in Brazil for 15 years, so he could take me places that I couldn't just go by myself, right? You know
Yep.
what I mean? So like they know him and they've built a rapport, they've built a trust with him, right? And so
Mm.
if me just walking in there, like they're like, oh no, that's a no. You know what I mean? Like you seen Training Day, like you see
Yeah.
have you seen Training Day? So
Yeah,
so
I've seen
you know
it.
when when Ethan Hawke like he tried to like Denzel was like don't come in by yourself, like you know what I mean, you gonna get into some trouble, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so the thing is it's exactly like that. Like you have to have someone that has boots on the ground to be able to show you around and show you the ropes.
Yeah, and you would want that being in a place you
Right.
never really been before or not really familiar with. You would want that person to like take you along and just, hey, come here. The food is bomb here. Oh, the women are amazing here. Come here. You don't
Right.
want to go through that process of, hey, let's go to this place, this place, this place. And like, oh, this place is terrible. This place is okay.
Right.
You don't want to go through that process on your own. You want somebody that will actually bring
Right.
you along with them.
Yep.
Cool. Let's hit a couple of these chats. I see Mountain Chat with another one. I have changed careers 3 times in the last 10 years. Luckily, avoided debt each time, but this work flexibility is critical to young people today. No one can say where you will be in 5 years. Ain't
That's a
that
fact.
the
That's a
truth?
fact. That's a fact.
Yes.
Good for
Yes.
you. Good for you, Chad. Good for you, man.
Thank you, Chad. And got one more from Chad as well.
You know what's funny though. You wanna know what's funny. You wanna know what's funny. And Chad, don't feel away, but I gotta keep it real. Like a lot of my non-melanated brothers love East Africa. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
I wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just love East Africa. Like there's another there's a passport. What's his name? Oh man, I think his name is like Passport Expat. He used to be like he retired from the military, and
Yeah.
he's in Ethiopia, and yeah, he loves it. He's always on all of our like live streams, and I should know this brother's name because he pops on my live stream every once in a while. But
Yeah.
I know that he's always on Richie Max live stream. But yeah, he's in Ethiopia. He
Man.
always talks about Ethiopia. So like I would say, like, and there's a couple of other non-melanated brothers that are on YouTube that I just know, like they talk about East Africa. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, I see what's going on there.
Yeah, and
Right.
I can kind of side with that too because we have a lot of because I'm right now I'm in Las Vegas and
Okay.
we have a large population of East Africans out here
Yeah.
and they got some real nice talent out there, man. Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh,
So
I'm
I
sure.
totally.
I'm sure. I'm
Uh,
sure.
we got another
Speaking
chat here. Oh, go ahead,
Speaking
go
of
ahead.
talent, my homegirl Mika's in the building. Better Biatches. Subscribe to her channel. She just did an awesome interview with one of the pioneers in the manosphere, Obsidian.
Oh,
So yeah, she did an interview with him last night. Very good interview. Very good. I'm excited to see her trajectory.
yes, yes. Shout out to her. Seriously, it's kind of rare when you see women in that space. So that's really good. Okay, okay. We
Yeah,
can
yeah. Go
we
on.
can
Sorry.
no, you're good. We can kind of segue into the next part of this live stream here, and it's
Mhm,
going to be about the Red Pill Passport Bro movement.
mhm,
So, I myself, I learned about, being red pilled or the Passport Bro movement from Kevin Samuels. So
mhm,
Kevin Samuels kind of started it out, RIP. I would listen to him. I would like just kind of take in the information, because I just went through like a very, very like bad breakup,
mhm,
and I was like looking for a source of knowledge to really kind of bounce back and be better. Found Kevin Samuels on YouTube, and I was like, man, this guy is really like laying it down. He's really talking to these young ladies with class, and he's a firm believer in marriage and having kids and a nuclear family, and I believe in that myself. So that's how I got started in like the red pill type of thing. Now, knowing how modern women work and how they behave, so I can kind of better arm myself when I'm ready to actually go out there and start dating seriously. So, for yourself, how did you get kind of started into this? The manosphere is what they kind of like call it now. But
yeah.
how did you yourself get started in this?
Interesting. So I would say that, like, really just understanding female nature, kind of trial and error with me. Like, so as I mentioned, like I have a background in like throwing events and things like that. And so um I can't really specifically say like one specific event that just kind of just turned me, um, you know, red pilled or whatever. I think it was like a bunch, a bunch of different moments. But I would say one moment. Not gonna say this is the defining moment, but one significant moment was this female that I really liked. And
Yeah.
so what I ended up doing was I ended up sending her like flowers to her job, right? And so she thought that, so like she was under the assumption that the flowers was from someone else, and I was, and then the homegirl told her like, no, like, you know what I mean, like no, Kings of Dreams is the one that sent you the flowers, right? And so like basically like it put me in the friend zone, like. And I was like, oh man, I was like, you know what, I can't get out of this. I can't get out of this tunnel. Can't get out of
Nah.
this tunnel. So
Once you're there, you can't get out.
right. You have a 20% chance of I've heard 20. I would say maybe 10 to 15% chance of getting out. 10 to
Yeah.
15. But still the odds are very high against you, right? So so like I was like, man, like, all right, I know that I'm never doing that again. And so when it comes to the internet, if you will, I would say one of the first people that I started watching was oh man, what's my man name? I can't believe this. Alpha Male Strategies was one of them.
Yep. That's one.
Yeah, Alpha Male Strategy was one of them, but it was before Kevin.
So Donovan Sharp? No.
Donovan Sharp, yeah, disappointment, man. But yeah, he's definitely one of them. But oh man, this guy, he lives in Minnesota, and he's short, dark skin, and I watched him a lot, and I'm having like a brain freeze right now. I can't believe it. Oh man.
No, that's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
but yeah. Yeah, he's scorching right now. Like I think he's at like 700K subscribers. But yeah, he it's like average something.
Mm.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Yeah, it's gonna bug me that because I got it. I'm looking for it right now. It's gonna bug me, and I feel so embarrassed. But Shisha Zed was another one. Um, yeah, and then when it came to the woman, Crimson Cure. What a lot of people don't know about Crimson Cure, though, Crimson Cure has been around for a lot of for a long time, because like one of the talking points has been, especially as of late, like the females becoming a part of at least in support of the manosphere, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, I'm for it. I'm for it, and I'll be transparent though. Like there are like I have my eyebrow raised just in general because there are some females that will come in here, take the information, and then
Mhm.
try to spin it, right? So
Yeah.
like so I get that, right? And there's very few females that I can say that like they genuinely want to learn and understand what's going on and really try to process that information and really try to help educate and enlighten other women when it comes to these things, so I do think that their support is good because if they're in support, they can be able to talk to other women and
Hmm.
really, like these other women who don't know the way can have women to look up to. Because the thing about it is that, Jay, like
Hmm.
a lot of women have been giving women bad advice, and it's been
Yes.
going down for decades, right? Because you have the grandma, the auntie, or whatever, and she's made poor choices. She hasn't taken accountability for her poor choices, so that passes it on to the mother, who passes it on to the daughter. The daughter now becomes the mother, and so on and so forth. So basically, it's a domino effect of
Yeah.
of, of bad information, right? And it's just like, all right, like the thing is that you'll always hear women say, "Oh, get this for yourself. You don't need a man," and things like that. And it's like, listen, like I understand we are in 2022. A
Yeah.
woman should definitely have her own thing, right? But to sit up there and say like you don't need a man, and especially it sucks because it's it's predominantly in our community because like like places where I work, like so I work in STEM, so it's very few melanated people that are
Yeah.
there. But the thing is, like a lot of the men and some of my female counterparts, they're married, and these women are making high power jobs. I mean, how high power salary. Like I do well for myself. I do very well for myself, right? And
Yeah.
not only that, but like I'm very good with sports betting and things like that. So like I'm I'm setting up a legacy for when I'm not here, and also for when my son is not here. Like that's my
Wow.
trajectory. Yes, we need to have that type of trajectory. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
The
I'm on,
mindset.
I'm on my grind. I'm definitely on my grind. But um, the thing is that like when it comes to getting like this when it comes to getting the information with the women that are passed down, like this is one of the reasons why we have this space, so it can be redirection because the balances scale is off. Like the women nowadays are way too masculine and the men are
Yes.
way too feminine, and it's like the scale has been off kilter. It's been
Yep.
off kilter in the West for a while. So like a lot of brothers, when we travel to these countries, like the women already expect you to fall into that leadership role. They expect you to be RP aware immediately when you go into these countries.
Yeah. And
You know.
it's very evident. You will even see it in other creators' YouTube videos.
Yeah.
The women look at the guy to be the leader, to say, "Hey, let's go here for dinner. I'm paying. Don't worry."
Yep.
And the women, take care of the home, make sure that the guy has like his food. Like you can even see it in Zoom to Thailand.
Oh yeah.
Almost every single video, or Travelversity, the young lady is making lunch, dinner,
Yep.
breakfast, clipping
Yep.
their toenails. I'm like,
Yep.
why they don't do that here in the States? And it
Yeah.
and it and it stems from that mindset of I don't need a man. But in actuality, um, I believe that women actually do need men.
Yep.
And the thing about men ourselves, we have to improve ourselves. We have to go to the gym, get our money up,
Yep.
and just really know how to operate in today's world. And it's being taught nowadays for people to be soft.
Yes.
Stay on your phone all day, look at Instagram, Facebook, and just sit on the couch all day getting lazy.
Right.
But we have to really change that mindset of, hey, you get in shape. You don't have to be in a gym every single day, but just get in shape, get your money up, read, just become more intelligent, because that's what the women are going to look for. They're going to look for those leadership tendencies. They're going to look for that masculine energy. They're going to look for the guy to pay for stuff, and they're going to look for someone to defend them in case some goes down, So if you don't have all of that stuff together and you're not the complete package, my belief is that you just won't get the dream woman that you want to go for. And they're not, the women out there aren't going to want you. So we as men, we have to try to make ourselves the best option when it comes to these females, because 99% of the time, if you're speaking to a female and you guys are like dating, going out or whatever, 9 times out of 10, she has other options. And out of those options, you got to make sure that you are the best option. You are the option that she calls when she needs this, and that. Or you want to be the option where she calls to hang out with all the time. You want to beat out all those other options to be the only option for that one young lady. So, yeah.
I completely agree. I mean, because the thing is, and it's sorry, just to revert back, it's Poor Man's Podcast. I told you. Yeah, I told you, man.
I've heard of them.
I told you, like, I was still looking for it. I was like, man, I'm not gonna leave this podcast without saying his name, right? But
hold on for 1 second. Let's go through the couple of these chats here. We got Culture Invasion Podcast. Hey, brother, salute to the chat.
Yes,
what's
sir.
good? I appreciate you.
Culture Invasion is in the building. Salute, my brother.
We got Better Biatches again. 100 agree. And we got my homie. I was watching him yesterday on the live stream. QB Passport Flexing. What's good, my friend?
What up, QB? What up, man? Yeah, I gotta rewatch the live, but QB, I sent you a Cash App though. Sent you a Cash App, man. So yeah, that's what's up, man. My man QB, man.
Solid.
Holding it down, yeah.
Solid dude.
Definitely a solid brother right there, man.
Yeah, he definitely
solid dude, man. Yeah. But just kind of going back into what you were saying, right? The thing is that, like, for men, like, you can't sit up there and say, like, you want the top-notch woman or whatever the case is, but you're not competing. You yourself are not competing as a man. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. Like in order to have like a certain type of arrogance about you, you have to be able to know, like, okay, like, I'm doing the work. So if you're not doing the work, you can't have any type of arrogance about you. Seriously, you know what I mean?
It's true.
Like you can't sit up there. You can't sit up there and wanting to be the leader. You can't sit up there and wanting to be the leader, but like you don't know how to lead. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to communicate. Your finances is out of whack or whatever. And the thing is that, like, in order to lead someone, this person has to be able to trust you. And if you can't prove that you are trustworthy, then you can't lead.
No, and you have to earn that. You have to earn that
right.
leadership skill. It's not just overnight. You just learn how to become a leader. It's over time, and you have to go through that, do the grunt work. Right. Get in the gym, feel that burn when you're on that last set, and it just builds character. And you have to go through that, and become a better person. And I always like to really think about the moniker that men have to become and women just are. Because you have to think about it, like the people buying these bottles in these nightclubs, all of these yachts, these nice cars, it's to attract those women. And absolutely. The women, you see these women on these yachts, you go to LA, Florida, Miami, the women on these yachts, they didn't pay for that yacht. The man paid for it.
Come on now. Like, that. Like, the thing is, like, you find out what their job is, and they're like, they're a cocktail waitress. Come on, ain't no cocktail waitress gonna be able to pay for a yacht. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, It's so true, man. And
Yeah.
not enough of us are talking about, self-improvement. I learned a lot of the self-improvement traits that I have now from the folks over at the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Really?
And yeah, and I wasn't really keen to what they have like a daytime podcast, and then they have an after hours podcast.
All right, right.
And I would watch the daytime one on how to improve my finances, how to become a better man, go to the gym, eat
Right.
well, put in the
Yep.
work. And then I would watch the after hours to learn how to navigate the current modern dating market.
Right.
So yeah, so they really, really helped me become a lot better than I really was, especially from my breakups, the combination of Kevin Samuels knowledge and then Fresh and Fit, me actually seeing the delusion from women in real time on YouTube.
Right.
I was like, man, the majority of young ladies out here, they are delusional
Yeah.
to what they can actually get in real life. They don't live in reality.
Right.
So I have to do my best. If I really want to date somebody seriously, I have to vet them for quite some time. I have to figure out what their past is like. I have to figure out if they had a strong father figure in their life, or how they grew up. And then I can kind of gauge moving forward, is this person right for a relationship? Is this person right to hold my last name in marriage? Is this person a good mother figure to have my kids? This all goes into effect if you do the homework before you step up to that next level on the young lady that you're dating. And I've learned that, and it just blew my mind that this isn't how people date these days. People just date just to date, just to get laid. People aren't really dating for marriage. And I believe if we started to do that more often, kind of turn the tide from the hookup culture and kind of go to the more of a nuclear family route where people are actually dating to get married, have kids. I'm hoping that the manosphere, the RP space that we're in right now can kind of turn that tide, man, because we need more marriages, we need more kids. But people like myself, I'm kind of like starting to give up on modern women here in the States. I want to do the Austin Holloman and just go to Brazil and just say screw it all and just go to Brazil. But I got a little bit of hope left for people here in the States. So I'm gonna stay for a little bit longer, but my move is gonna probably be Mexico, to be honest with you, man, because it's close to the States, Spanish speaking country. I know Spanish, and I got a lot of friends down there. So Mexico may be where I actually move to, and I really want to visit Brazil and Thailand. So I may have to go with you, my friend.
Hey man, my door is always open. And I agree with that. Like I want families, and I think that like I believe in that structure, like the husband, wife, children, things like that.
Yeah.
And I think that is very important. The problem is with society nowadays is that like the laws are not beneficial for the men. And so especially men who have a lot of resources, they're seeing what's going on here. Like who was it? I think Tristan Thompson is paying 90K a month in child support. Kanye West. Well, Kanye West did that to himself. Kanye West did that to himself. I honestly don't feel bad for Kanye because he knew what was going on there. He knew what was going on there. So now Kanye has a little bit of RP in him, but like, you know what I mean? Whatever, bro. You put yourself in that position. No, for real. No, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he put himself in that position. Kanye put himself in that position, right? And then but like you see, like with all of these people, all of these famous people and non-famous people, like you read these horror stories where like there's this one story that I had looked at. This woman, she ended up basically try not to get your channel in trouble. How do I want to say this? So she put a substance in a man's food or drink or whatever.
Yeah.
Extracted extracted something from his male member,
Yeah.
and basically put that in her, had a baby. Now he is stuck paying child support. So, right, and no charges filed against her.
Oof.
No charges filed against her. Basically, took advantage of this brother, and that's the thing. Like a lot, I'm going. Of course, that's an extreme story, but the thing is that my point is, a lot of men nowadays are in fear of being taken advantage of, or things that should be made legal immediately, like as soon like before, like as soon as the child is born, mandatory DNA test. Doesn't matter if they're
Yes.
husband, wife, whatever the case is.
Yes.
And then also the marriage laws. The marriage laws are very unfair for men because, like, the thing is that you come into, like, you Jay, you come into a marriage,
Mhm.
you make, let's just say you make 700,000-800,000. You're close to 1 million or something, right?
Yeah.
And your wife, she was making maybe, the average 40, 50 or whatever, which is cool, no problem. But the thing is, like, she ends up basically saying, like, she's bored and then wants a divorce. And now, like, your 800,000 goes down to 400,000 because half goes to her. And you bust your behind to get that. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, like, people don't realize how hard it is to get this type of money. Like, like the average earner, depending on where you are, but let's say the average male earner in the United States, I think is maybe around 60K, 50 to 60K,
Yep.
right? In metropolitan cities, like, I know it's a bit higher, like LA, New York, Atlanta, I could go on and on.
Yeah.
But mainly, not everyone lives in the metropolitan area, right? So, between 50 to 60K, like, that's average, and that's average earning. So 100, even getting 100K, that's strong. So 800K, you're basically, at the cusp of being a millionaire.
Right.
So yeah, so a woman saying that, oh, I'm just bored with you, and then basically, like, could just take half your stuff, like that isn't fair. And that's why a lot of brothers, well, that's one of the reasons. I don't want to just say that's why, but
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons when it comes to relationship on that standpoint, is when brothers go to a different country. Like for me, like, probably, once my son becomes an adult, I'm probably no I don't I'm probably going to be living in Colombia. I know that I won't be living in the states. I know I won't be living in the states once my son becomes once he becomes an adult. But the thing is, like, in Colombia, so whatever, like, the husband and wife make while they're both married, they split that 50-50. That's fine. So if you came into the marriage with, making 800K, but let's say you were married with your wife for, like, 5 years, and you happen to make um 300K. Okay, you guys split that 300K. That's
Yeah.
fine,
That's
right?
fair.
You're right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. Now the thing is, but see, she can't touch that 800 grand that you got. You know what I mean? See, that put a smile on your face. You know
No,
what I mean?
that's
Yeah, but
good. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah. Now see, the thing is, now see, that smile turns upside down when it's in the States, because these men are weary of that. Like, the
Yeah.
laws is just not beneficial. It's just not beneficial. So, like, a lot of men are living in fear, and then also, um, listening to some of the females. There's some females that are living in fear too, because they think, like, the man is gonna run and not want to take care of them. And
Yeah.
but the thing is that there has to be you know a level of trust and understanding. And I don't want to, I want to say this to the ladies that may be watching now or in the future. Like, marriage is more beneficial for the woman than the man. So that's why the men have the fear. So, like, it's not that men don't want to get married, it's that men don't want the system to, to F them over.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then also like with the DNA. So I think there's like one out of every four child that's born, you have a father that is not their biological father that's taking care of them. Like, and
Whoa.
the thing what's so important to men is legacy, right?
Yep.
So if legacy is important to men, we want to be able to give our legacy to someone that shares our blood.
That's
And
true.
if you don't share our blood, like, it's a slap in the face. Now, if that man knows and he decides to continue on, cool. Let it be his decision. Don't take that decision out of our hands. And this is
Yes.
and this is what is the problem. So what needs to happen is that, like, the government really severely needs to change these laws, because, as I mentioned, like, when it comes to like women being masculine and men being feminine, with the court system, it's off balance because it gives women way too much of an advantage, and
That's true.
it's not fair for men. And this is why you're starting to see a depletion of children being born in the United States. And a lot of men that get into relationships and or marriage overseas, it's beneficial for them to have their children born over there, because if they happen to break up with the woman or whatever the case is,
Hmm.
not a problem. Like Taylor Made Dreams, he's paying $60 a month in child support. I have a family member.
Sheesh.
I have a family member that's paying 750.
For one kid?
Yes. So $60, 750. You know what I mean? Right.
Man, that's so crazy. And
So yeah,
uh,
so 240, so 240 a month. So 240 a month essentially, as opposed to 750.
it's no contest. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
and
And the thing is that the food is less expensive.
yeah.
The food is less expensive. Cost of living, the taxes, like the taxes, you don't have to worry about taxes over there as much as opposed
Mm.
to here in the States. So it's a lot of beneficial. It's a lot of things that's beneficial, and I feel for the brothers who don't have a passport because they can't travel. Maybe they have some legal issues or whatever the case is, and I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. But the ones that can, dude, man, listen. And if you don't have anything that's like holding you back, like you don't have any children or whatever, um, you don't have any family that may be elderly that you may need to take care of. I understand that. Everyone has responsibilities. I completely
Right.
understand that. But if you don't have any of those, I would say get your behind out of there quickly. Let's go.
No, but that's really good advice, man, because there are people that they don't have anything holding them back,
Mhm.
and they still don't have a passport. They're still not going out there and traveling. I was just talking to someone, like a young person that was in their mid 20s,
Mhm.
and dude makes a great salary, doesn't even have a girl, no kids, lives
Mhm.
in a nice house out here. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, where have you been around the world? Because that's what I talk about, travel wherever I go. So I'm like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
like, where have you been? He's like,
Yeah.
I went to Mexico a couple years ago. And I was like, all right, where else?
Yeah.
Where else? Where else you been? He was like, nah, I just I just haven't had that urge to travel. And I told him about all of the YouTube channels that I watch, and I showed him, Zoom to Thailand and Travelversity. I showed him these channels. He's like, wait, I can get girls out there too, and they'll be a lot better than women here in the States. I'm like, bro,
absolutely.
Yes. Bro, I'm like, yes, absolutely. Like, even if you go to Mexico, you were just in Mexico. Even in Mexico, the women down there are fine, fit, and friendly. Yep. And I can attest to that like firsthand. Like, I'm like,
shout out to QB. I know QB knows.
Mexico is beautiful, man. I told him, like, even if you just go to Mexico, go down there and see what your options are to at least invest down there, buy some property, buy a home, so you can actually have a place to retire to, or you can have a place that you can just get away from the US. If anything happens here, you have a spot to be down there. And that's one of the main reasons why I got my my residency in Mexico, is like, just in case. What if the US, something happens with the US where we have to get out of here? I got somewhere to go. So I highly recommend whoever doesn't have anything holding them back, has no kids, no wife, no girlfriend, and has the necessary resources to make that move, whether it's to Thailand, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, make that move, man. Mm-hmm. What are y'all waiting for? We are only on this earth one time. Like, we cannot come back and relive this and be like, okay, I remember this from my past life. Let me go, let me go live here. No, we got this one life to live. We have to take that chance. And if we happen to not succeed at relocating, we at least got a feeling for it, and we know what that feeling was, and now we can actually work harder when we come back to the States to permanently go and move there. And it's a no-brainer at the end of the day. If you're not progressing as far as having new life experience, you're by default regressing. So I highly encourage that, man, just to get out there and experience life. Go to Africa. Oh, man, if you are melanated and you don't have any plans to go to Africa, missing out. People are missing out on the continent, man. I've seen a lot of content out there. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. Yeah. You want to know a sad metric, a sad stat, if you will. So 70% of people who live in the United States only move about 250 miles from where they were born. So essentially, that's about 4 to 5 hours from where they were born. And there's 195 countries in this world, and you live your entire life with only living 250 miles from where you were born. Do you know how sad that is? Do you know how sad that sounds?
That's so sad. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yep.
Okay.
So couldn't be me. Oh yeah. So there's a bunch of comments, man. I know we were going on for a while.
All right. Let's do this. Let's see. We got Become Alpha. Hey everyone, what's going on? Become Alpha. Shout out to you.
What's going on? Become Alpha. I think that may be one of your people, right?
No.
Oh, maybe that's one of mine. Maybe someone has a new name.
Yeah, we got Culture Invasion Podcast. Salute, bro.
That's my guy right there. Yes, sir.
Okay, got another one. I think they're talking to each other.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. When they have like the ad or whatever. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey brother, I can't wait. Oh, okay. So I think I think Culture Invasion invited Become Alpha. Okay, cool.
Okay. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
We got is an event for all of us. Absolutely.
True. And we got I sense good vibes in the future for all. Okay, with the positive vibes. Appreciate that. Become Alpha. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Spanish speaking. Yep. Mexico, maybe the move. Colombia too. Man, I gotta go to Colombia when I'm single, man. I went when I was dating somebody, and saw some nice talent out there. I couldn't really
listen. Yeah. So listen, you wanna so like QB, shout out to my man QB. He's the Mexico guy. I am the Colombian guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta really link up with QB on the real because
Yeah.
that Mexico was my spot. So we definitely have to link up on that. And
Yeah.
I know I guess I forgot the dude's channel. Love Beyond Borders, I think.
Oh yeah. That's my big bro Andre.
Yes.
Andre and Andrea
Yes.
love crossing borders.
Love Crossing Borders. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, like I watched a lot of his content too about Colombia, and I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
hearing that from you and him, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
maybe I
Yeah.
should rethink moving to
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that because I don't want to get into it with QB. QB's gonna be like, nah, dog, stay in Mexico. but this is what I will say though. This is what I will say. So Andre, he lives over there in Cali, Colombia. I have an apartment in Medellin, Colombia. So and I'm usually there maybe about 6 to 8 times a year. So I'm actually gonna be going back there in a few weeks. So,
Yeah.
like I mean, yeah, the country is beautiful. Now there are some things that's going on with the scopolamine, and I'm sure you've probably have heard about that.
Yep.
You just got to be careful. You got to be careful. But like, remember what we were talking about earlier, boots on the ground, right? So if you got boots on the ground, like you're good to go. Like I have close people there that like who I hang out with local, so I'm able to go in certain territories that like if I had just hopped off the plane and just walked in there, it would have been
Yeah.
big trouble. You know what I mean? So it took me a while to get that though. You can't just come in there and just get that automatically. But I mean, it's just like anywhere like in the United States, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know where in the states you live at, but I think you live on the East Coast, right?
In Vegas on the West Coast.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Vegas on the West
Yeah.
Coast. Okay, right. So, but that's just like all right, outside of the strip, then you go to like downtown Vegas, and then
Yeah.
outside of downtown Vegas, then that's when you start to get into it. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like so it's like you know what I mean. Like you leave the strip, then you go past downtown, and then it's like you start to go, you know what I mean, to like certain areas. You can't just do that. You can't just do that without knowing somebody there. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You can't even come to Vegas just on a whim. You got to be like, oh, I need some promoters. I need people that I know there. I need to know where to go.
Right.
What's going on this weekend? Like you just need boots on the ground wherever you go. Let's hit these last few chats here, and we can start to close it out.
Oh yeah, no worries, man.
Passport flexing. I'm following you on the gram, Jay. I appreciate that QB passport flexing. We got to talk for real. I got to have you on the channel, my friend. And then we got Veronica Santiago. Is that one of yours?
Yes. Hey V, what's going on, man? Yeah. So V, she has a V has a bunch of businesses, but she has a bar. She has a bar that she just reopened. There was like a flood or whatever, and it's called Puro. It's called Puro in Dominican Republic. So yeah.
What city in DR?
Santo Domingo.
Okay, shout out to that. Shout out to the bar. Hopefully, we can get some people to support.
Yes, absolutely. And V, we got to talk maybe after the holidays, but we got to talk after the holidays because we got to talk about that conference. We got to make that happen, V.
All right, and the next one we got Speak Spanish Now. Shout out to you. What's good, Kings and Dreams?
Yes. What's going on, man? That's my man, Profe, Don Omar. But check out his channel if you want to learn how to speak Spanish. Oh, and by the way, he has some very, very good deals right now, like for the holiday specials. So anyone that's interested in actually learning Spanish, like it's very important to speak. What I realize is that like when you speak with Spanish speaking people, like it's so much better than like using an app or whatever, man. It's so much better because you actually get to understand the dialogue in real time. So this brother really knows what he's doing, and he has a channel on YouTube as well, so make sure that you subscribe to his channel and get that Christmas discount. I know you. I know y'all got it. I know y'all got it.
Yeah, y'all go subscribe to Speak Spanish now. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for sure. I think you guys were talking in the comments as well here. And man, before we close out, Kings and Dreams, any last minute comments? How was
Yeah.
your time here? Anything else you want to say, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I just want to thank you for having me on your platform. Great conversation. And I think that like it's very good for like-minded people to I think it's very good for like-minded people, especially us brothers, us men,
Yeah.
to have these conversations and really just learn from each other and educate each other. And like we can't get to the relationship part or the dating part or the female part without really understanding financial literacy. And this is what I
Yes.
will say. This is what I will say though, because what I have noticed, and I'm gonna take a shot at our melanated brothers. Here's the problem. A lot of y'all want to see the finished product, but y'all don't want to do the work. Like the thing is, y'all quick to see a chick, y'all quick to see the honeys on the YouTube
Yep.
channel. Y'all blow it up, but we try to talk to y'all about financial literacy, and then the views is
It's like they don't want to hear you.
significantly low, you know. So I'm just saying, like, and I know all of y'all don't really understand financial literacy. Hey, I ain't pocket watching. I'm just saying, if you got it, cool. But the thing is that get more of it, earn more, spend less.
Yep.
I'll leave
Yep.
it
And
there, man.
listen, people gotta understand you gotta live below your means, and you gotta have a budget. And I learned quite a bit from the Flyboy way, because I know he has a few apartments, or he has a few rental
Property.
properties. Yeah, especially like in Miami and Connecticut.
No, New
I'm like
Jersey.
New Jersey. My fault, my fault. And I'm like, this guy works for, I think he works for either FedEx or UPS.
FedEx. Yep.
And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
if
He's been there. Yeah, he's been there. He's been there like since we graduated high school.
Yeah, and I've been watching his videos like for a while now, and when he
Yep.
kind of has his episodes about his finances and how he conducts his business,
Mm-hmm.
my ears perk up, because I need to learn this stuff. I need to know
Right.
this stuff
Right.
in order to enable myself to live the life that he's living. He's in Cali, Colombia, Jaco, Costa Rica, all these different places that I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his travel guides, and I'm like, yo, when I get my money right like that, that's where I'm about to go. That's what I'm about to do.
All right.
So it all starts with the finances, everybody.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
definitely does. It definitely does. Like, just circling back, you mentioned like with Fresh and Fit, like you would watch their videos during the day. Now, if you look at the metrics for the videos during the day as opposed to the videos during the evening time, right? When they have the after hours, it is a vast majority. It is a very different view. Like the views is crazy. The views is crazy. Like
It's ridiculous.
You'll see a video, it'll have like 300-400K views or whatever, and then the financial video may have like 3,000, 4,000. It's like, whoa, like where is everybody?
They don't want to learn, man. They just want the end result without the work, like you said before.
Yeah,
they want the end result without the work.
That's the problem, man. It's
Yeah.
like you get and I understand we as men, like we're naturally hunters, so we wanna we want that woman for sure. But the
Yeah.
thing is that like there is that point where you get this to get that in order to obtain that. So what I'm saying is that there's levels to it, right? You know what I mean? So you get your mental right, you get your physical right, you get your financial right, and then once you have all that, like the females are always going to be there.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The females are always going to be there. And what I have realized, and what I realized in my life, like the quality, like the better quality woman that I've gotten is because I wasn't the one that was really pursuing her. She was pursuing me.
It always works when the woman likes you more than you like her.
Say that.
It's yeah, it works better when when the woman likes you more than you like her,
Yep.
because and women love attention. And if you give them all the attention in the world, like texting them here and there, calling them, they they love it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that gains attraction.
Right. Exactly.
And in practice, you can text them here and there, but you don't have to hit them up every single day. I myself, even if I'm interested in somebody, I'm always like, hey, how's your day going? Cool. All right, I'll talk to you later. And then it'll be like a whole nother like 1 or 2 days before I'm like, all right, cool, let's go hang out here. I use the time that, on the phone with that person to set up a date or set up a day to go out and go hang out.
Right.
And it's been quite successful so far. So
Yeah.
yeah, people have to really just start at the financial stage and work on yourself, go to the gym, read, gain some knowledge, gain some muscle,
Hmm.
and then you can kind of have that confidence to go out there and get the woman that you really want. That's so simple. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly. And the
Yeah.
thing is, is that women are very aware, so they can smell confidence on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was talking to, a brother. We had did a consultation last week, and so this is a young brother, like I think he's about like 26, 27, and really making really really good money for himself, making about lives outside of New York City. He's making about 300K, doing really well. Yeah, he's doing really really well. And so he has the financials and all that, you know what I mean. And he's building up his confidence and going to the gym now, building up muscle and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So he's doing the right steps. He's doing the right steps, and that's the thing. Like, it doesn't happen overnight, but don't just stay stagnant though. You can't just
Yeah.
stay stagnant. You have to be doing something.
Yeah, you have to, because if you're not progressing, by default you're
You're
regressing.
regressing.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's it sounds simple, but we got to put in the work, everybody. Seriously. All right.
Absolutely.
With that said, my friend, I don't know, like, we got anything else to talk about?
No, I think we're good. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
Again, just thank you for allowing me on your platform.
of course.
So that, as you can see in my background, the day after Christmas, Winter's Coming Smoke Show. This is the second part of Winter's Coming. So definitely make sure that you are tuned in for that one, Monday, December 26th, and that will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, go ahead and
So
support everybody. Please go
yes.
support.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be in the building too, man. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch.
Yeah. Did you see part one?
No, I didn't see part one.
This
I
dude.
didn't see part one. I didn't see the part. I didn't see part one. I didn't see
Okay.
part one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
check out
watch it
part
after
one though.
this.
All right,
I'm
cool.
gonna. I'm
You
gonna.
know, yeah.
But all right, I think we got one last chat from Jabras, Flyboy Fresh. Shout out to Flyboy Fresh as well, and
Yeah.
Jabras, FRFLYBOY.
FLYBOY.
Every
Don't ask
time,
why,
man.
just check out the channel. Oh yeah,
Yes.
I know that thing by heart, man. Hey, well, I went to high school with the guy, so you know what I mean.
Yo, how was he in high school?
What was the name of it?
No. How was he in high school?
Oh, how was he in high school?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the same way, man. You know what I mean? Like very, very, very eccentric. Like with the clothes and stuff like that. Like he just like the one thing that I will say, like he took risk. He took risk as far as like with like dressing and stuff like that. He took
Mhm.
risk, and sometimes I ain't go. I love you, Flyboy. But sometimes I'd be like, yo, nah, this ain't gonna work, B. But he still did it though. He still did it. He still did it,
Oh
man.
man, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, but very, very, very humble dude. Very humble dude. Sociable. You know what I mean? And if you somebody that he respects and trusts, man, he will give you. He'll give you. he'll give you whatever you need, man. He'll give you whatever you need, and solid dude, man. Solid dude. So definitely
Yes, sir.
definitely one of my best friends, and glad to know him, man. Had it not been for him, would not have been the Kings and Dreams. So
Wow, that's big.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
that's huge. Okay.
Yeah,
Yo,
absolutely. I mean, watching him, when we would travel, watching him do his content and watching him for years, like, and then when we would get on a panel right before we're about to go somewhere, like, perfect example, the first time we went to Colombia was February of 2020, and we were on a panel. Like 2 weeks before we had went, and so that was when I had met. On the panel, I met Andre Love Crossing Borders,
yeah.
Jedi Breeze, Jedi TV.
Okay.
Let's see, I think Ace Live was on there.
Wow.
At this time, Ace Live had around 9,000 subscribers or whatever. And then when we went down there, I met Andre Love Crossing Borders, face to face. I met Drees TV face to face. I met Ace Live face to face. You know what I mean? And like, I have all of these guys' numbers, and and Andre Love Crossing Borders is actually one of my mentors as well. So yeah,
Wow. That's a great mentor.
yeah,
It's a great mentor to have.
absolutely, man. Still sharp as steel, man. So I don't know, like, for me, what I would say is that I'm only a year in, and I'm just blessed to be on a lot of people channels, and a lot of people reach out to me to be on their platforms, and I'm only going to get better and better and better, because that's the thing. We do the work over here. We do the work. No days off.
Yeah, man. Like, you are definitely one solid person, man. Like, every time I'm posting on my Instagram, and you're the first person to like my stuff, you're the first person to react to it. I'm like, man, Kings and Dreams is so solid, man. He's so solid.
Yeah,
And I appreciate the time, the kind words, the great advice, because you never know who we may impact watching this video, whether live or on the replay. We may benefit somebody. Like, if we can impact one person positively, then this whole YouTube stuff is worth it, in my opinion. So
I completely agree with that one.
I really appreciate your time, and we're very like in the way that we think as well. So let's just continue. And you never know. I may pop up on you in Thailand, my friend.
Hey, man, it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe, man. And I got something cooking in Thailand, but I'll tell you offline. So,
all right,
I don't want to spoil it yet.
All right, everybody. Appreciate everybody for watching this entire live. If you're watching on replay, appreciate you making it all the way to the end of the video on the replay. Going to play the intro or the outro in this here. So I appreciate you guys. Follow Kings and Dreams on YouTube and Instagram, and also follow me as well, Tripping with Jay, with an extra Y at the end, on Instagram only. With that said, appreciate you guys for your time. My name is Jay. That's Kings and Dreams, everybody. Thank y'all. Have a good one.